Hey, what's up, folks? Greetings from the year 2019. Yeah, so it's been a fairly busy year. Lots of changes and happenings and goings on and such. Thought I'd do a little bit of a recap of the year. This seems to be that's kind of the going thing to do around this time of year. So, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, so I'm going to start off by saying, my steady rest build or whatever, I'm going to kind of tackle that again. It actually wasn't quite done. I went ahead and cleaned up all the knobs and stuff and put some proper set screws on there, as well as, cleaned up all the sharp edges and stuff like that. So now it's done. And I gotta say, I did some pretty good stuff with it so far. I don't know if you're really supposed to be threading on the end of a steady rest without center support, but this is that chromoly that I had up in there. If it'll focus, there you go. And yeah, it worked like a champ. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So this is actually part of a build that I had started many months ago. Yeah, this was that taper attachment build that I was going to start. Well, I kind of did start it. This was my very first single point thread right here. Very first one ever. And, well, it didn't work out. It was, like you can see here's the original. So that was kind of a practice run. And yeah, it's way out to lunch. Holy shit. Now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, well. That's the original one. I'm going to be putting this back up there because I had some changes of heart in regards to the taper attachment build. Like this was going to be the main or shaft or whatever that the cross slide was going to slide on. I had this nice big bronze bush here. Well, it does go on there somewhere. There we go. And it was just going to slide along the bar, kind of like this old Tony style or whatever. And that's it's not a bad idea. It's just kind of boring. What I was planning on doing was making a telescopic taper attachment. Something that I don't have to constantly remove the lead screw every time I go to, do a taper and swap everything out. And it's actually a huge pain in the ass on these Atlases. It's not the most convenient. And looking at the crappy one they got on eBay, they want $500-600 for that thing. I'm like, you gotta be kidding. It's just a piece of freaking bar, and it's not even, I could whip that up in half an hour just about. It's pretty lame. So I'm gonna go with a telescopic taper attachment. I have worked out most of the logistics, and so there's about 2 inches of leeway here, and we can sacrifice a little bit of 1 or 2 threads. It's not going to kill us. So and it's just all it needs to do is go slide in and out right here on a keyway. So it's not impossible. We just thread it back a little bit, leave a slight shoulder, take her down to 3/8, and this piece on here can be quite a bit bigger. Like it can be like you'll just have to put it together a little different. Have to bring it in from this outside and then screw it back together, which is not impossible either. So this could be 5/8. So that would leave enough room for a keyway for a 3/8 or 7/16, whatever. Telescopicing. So I am going to be making one of these at some point. There's a good chance I may need a fall rest now. That's another thing. It's these are all upcoming projects for 2020, to be sure. For the most part, I have the material already. So it's just a matter of bearing down and getting it done. So that's the original, man. You know, I kind of thought that mine was my first one was spot on, apparently, because this one is just as freaking sloppy as that one. Holy cow. Yeah, so this is the first little shop tool that I bought. It was on sale at Canadian Tire, so I picked it up for, you know, a relatively decent price with the hood and all that. I made it, scabbed together a little welding cart out of what I had kicking around, a couple bed frames, and I think then there was some scaffold angle iron there too, but yeah, never really did a whole lot with it, but it works. But yeah, it was a funny thing, it was not freaking 2 days later, the roof of the garage collapsed. I believe that was pre-2018, but still, it's relevant. So then became the whole saga of getting the shop together, back, you know, getting a roof put back on it, and working out, you know, building a few things here and there, like the overcomplicated garbage can. I can safely say nobody's got one of these. So where the hell was I? Oh yes, shop upgrades. Yeah, well anyways, yeah, so this time last year, yeah, it was minus 35 out or something like that. And I was out here plugging away, installing wiring. Got some new plugins. Got 2 plugins by the bench now. And this is my personal favorite. A freaking light switch. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I'm putting sheet metal on the walls. Well, it's 1:30 in the morning. Shop's finally coming along. Got the back wall all sealed up and got some wiring put in. Pretty much toiling to the wee hours of the night, trying to get some semblance of cover in here and warmth and whatnot. A daunting task when you can't feel your toes no more. Yeah, for Lenore's sake, it was kind of important that I got all that done. Because she was starting to get a nice patina of rust on her. And unfortunately, even after all that work, I still had to tear down all the insulation in the ceiling. Because of condensation issues. But here we are. Got a, well, 99% fully functional lathe. A reliable heat source that I can walk away from and not burn down the garage, which is nice. I even got this old bugger working. Yeah, so if you keep at it, you know, like you're trying to build a shop and everything, it takes some time for sure. Like, you know, I still need lots of tools. Every time I make a project, it's oh, need another tool. So yeah, hopefully 2020 proves to be a little more prosperous, but I honestly can't complain. I had lots of support from the big sis. She's always encouraging me to do better. You know, and it helps yourself to encourage yourself to do better when you got others at your back. Well, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is, yeah, there. You don't need a bunch of fancy tools to get the job done. You know, you just gotta have a little determination and keep plugging away at it, because you know what, don't let people tell you that you can't do stuff, you know, unless it's like murder. you probably should, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. But you know, like a year ago, I couldn't cut gears. I had no idea what I was doing. Yep, I have learned so much in this past year. You know, cutting gears, doing the steady rest build, milling attachment, freaking motors, old tools. You know, just fixing up and getting my hands on whatever I can get, right? Just to help build up my shop, because it's quite the process. Yeah, so this is my humble little shop now. There's not much to it. It's about 280 square feet of, well, not much. And it's still a work in progress. So, you know, everything costs money. So I try to pick at it a little bit at a time. Eventually I'll get that wall sheeted up. But that's what the shop used to look like, was all, you know, barn. I got the ceiling is well insulated now. Thank God. And of course the little bench. Still a bunch of junk and crap. Yep, not much to it. But still can get her done. Well, that's about it for me for 2019. Hope you guys enjoyed my channel. Got some pretty interesting builds coming up for 2020. And you guys have a great Happy New Year's. Peace out.